A habit is a routine or behavior that is performed regularly and in many cases automatically. In the long run, the quality of our lives depends on the quality of our habits. This summary includes a step-by-step plan for building better habits: cue, craving, response, and reward, and the 4 laws of behavior change that evolve out of these steps. There's no one right way to create better habits, but this summary describes an approach that will be effective regardless of where you start or what you're trying to change. The fundamentals. Too often, we convince ourselves that massive success requires massive action. However, the difference a tiny improvement can make over time is astounding. The effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. We often dismiss small changes because they don't seem to matter, but over your lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. Habits are a double-edged sword. Bad habits can cut you down just as easily as good habits can build you up. Your habits can compound for you or against you. Productivity, knowledge, and relationships positively compound. Stress, negative thoughts, and outrage negatively compound. An atomic habit is a tiny change, a marginal gain, a 1% improvement. There are little habits that are part of a larger system. Just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. There are 3 layers of behavior changes. The first layer is changing your outcomes, such as losing weight, publishing a book, or winning a championship. The second layer is changing your process, such as implementing a new routine at the gym, decluttering your desk, or developing a meditation practice. The third and deepest layer is changing your identity, such as your worldview, your self-image, or your judgments about yourself and others. The most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. Your identity emerges out of your habits. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. In order to become the best version of yourself, you must continuously edit your beliefs and upgrade and expand your identity. Habits can change your beliefs about yourself. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. The ultimate purpose of habits is to solve the problems of life with as little energy and effort as possible. Any habit can be broken down into a feedback loop that involves 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. The 4 laws of behavior change are a simple set of rules we can use to build better habits. They are: number 1, make it obvious. Number 2, make it attractive. Number 3, make it easy. And number 4, make it satisfying. The first law, make it obvious. Over time, the cues that spark our habits become so common that they're essentially invisible. Our responses to these cues are so deeply encoded that it may feel like the urge to act comes out of nowhere. Therefore, the process of behavior change begins with awareness. Before we can effectively build new habits, we need to get a handle on our current ones. This can be difficult to do, but there are 2 exercises that can help. Pointing and calling is an exercise that involves verbalizing each of your actions in order to raise your awareness from a non-conscious habit to a conscious level. Keep a habit scorecard and mark whether a habit is negative, positive, or neutral. Habits are easier to start if you have an implementation intention, which is a plan you make beforehand about when and where to act. The implementation intention formula is: I will insert behavior at insert time in location. Habit stacking is another exercise that can help. The habit stacking formula is: after insert current habit, I will insert new habit. Small changes in context can lead to large changes in behavior over time. Every habit is initiated by a cue. We're more likely to notice cues that stand out, so make the cues of good habits obvious in your environment. Gradually, your habits become associated not with a single trigger, but with the entire context surrounding the behavior. The context becomes the cue. It is easier to build new habits in a new environment because you're not fighting against old cues. You can break a habit, but you're unlikely to forget it. Once the mental grooves have been carved into your brain, they are nearly impossible to remove entirely. That means you must reduce exposure to the cue that causes bad habits. The second law, make it attractive. The more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it is to become habit forming. Habits are a dopamine-driven feedback loop. When dopamine rises, so does our motivation to act. It is the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. The greater the anticipation, the greater the dopamine spike. Temptation building is one way to make your habits more attractive. The strategy involves pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. The formula is, after insert habit I need, I will insert habit I want. Social norms are extremely powerful, and they determine which behaviors are attractive to us. We tend to adopt habits that are praised in our culture because we have a strong desire to fit in. We tend to imitate the habits of three social groups: the close, which are our family and friends; the many, which are our tribe; and the powerful, those with status and prestige. One of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the norm, and you already have something in common with the group. The normal behavior of a tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individual. Most days, we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than right by ourselves. Every behavior has a surface level craving and a deeper underlying motive. Your habits are modern-day solutions to ancient desires. For example, the desire to connect and bond with others results in the habit of checking Facebook. Your habits are caused by the prediction that precedes them. The prediction leads to a feeling. You can break a bad habit by highlighting the benefit of avoiding it to make it more unattractive to you. Habits are attractive when we associate them with positive feelings and unattractive when we associate them with negative feelings. Create a motivation ritual by doing something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. The third law, make it easy. The most effective form of learning is to practice. Focus on taking action. The amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of times you have performed it. Human behavior follows the law of least effort. We will naturally gravitate toward the option that requires the least amount of work. Therefore, you're more likely to succeed if you create an environment where doing the right thing is as easy as possible. Reduce the friction associated with good behaviors. When friction is low, habits are easy. Increase the friction associated with bad behaviors. When friction is high, habits are difficult. Habits can be completed in a few seconds but continue to impact your behavior for minutes or hours afterward. Many habits occur at decisive moments, choices that are like a fork in the road, and either send you in the direction of a productive day or an unproductive one. The 2-minute rule says when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. So break your habits down into bite-sized chunks. Standardize before you optimize. You can't improve a habit that doesn't exist. Committing to habits will increase your future behavior. The ultimate way to lock in future behavior is to automate your habits. Prime your environment to make future actions easier. Automate your habits. Invest in technology and one-time purchases, like, for instance, buying a better mattress or enrolling in an automatic savings plan that deliver increasing returns over time. The fourth law, make it satisfying. Humans are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. The human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed rewards. The cardinal rule of behavior change says, what is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. To get a habit to stick, you need to feel immediately successful, even if it's in a small way. The first 3 laws of behavior change increase the odds that a behavior is performed. The fourth law increases the odds that the behavior will be repeated. One of the most satisfying feelings is the feeling of making progress. A habit tracker is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit. like marking an X on a calendar on days you did it. Habit trackers and other visual forms of measurement can make your habits satisfying by providing clear evidence of your progress. Don't break the chain. Do your best to keep your habit streak alive. If you do miss a day, try to get back on track as quickly as possible. Never miss twice in a row. We are less likely to repeat a bad habit if it's painful or unsatisfying. An accountability partner can create an immediate cost to inaction. We care deeply about what others think of us, and we do not want others to have a lesser opinion of us. A habit contract can be used to add a social cost to any behavior. It makes the cost of violating your promises public and painful. Knowing that someone is watching you can be a powerful motivator, so use social interactions to motivate behavior change. Advanced tactics. The secret to maximizing your odds of success is to choose the right field of competition. Pick the right habit and progress will be easy. If you pick the wrong habit, it will be a struggle. You cannot change your genes, which means they provide a powerful advantage in favorable circumstances and a serious disadvantage in unfavorable circumstances. Habits are much easier when they align with your natural abilities. Choose habits that best suit your genes. Genes do not eliminate the need for hard work, they clarify it. They tell us what to work hard on. The Goldilocks rule states that your motivation will be at its peak when you work on tasks that are right on the edge of their current abilities. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. The greatest threat to success is not failure but boredom. As habits become routine, they become less interesting and less satisfying, so sometimes we get bored. Anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. It is the ability to keep going when it isn't exciting that makes the difference. Create a schedule and stick to it regardless of your motivation levels. The benefit of habits is that we can do things without thinking. The downside is that we stop paying attention to little errors. You can master a habit by narrowing your focus to a tiny element of success and repeating it until you have internalized the skill. Then, use this new habit as the foundation to advance to the next frontier of your development. Each habit unlocks the next level. Keep building. Reflection and review is a process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. Try not to cling to an identity. It makes it much harder to grow beyond it. Success is not a goal to reach or a finish line to cross. It is a system to improve, an endless process to refine. If you make habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, you will be more likely to stick to them. If you keep making tiny changes, you will discover remarkable results.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master Channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!